is Jenna.
And this is Heather.
And welcome to Conspiracies Unlocked. And today we are going to be talking about the real Men in Black.
I'm so excited because Men in Black it's very interesting to me because it covers everything.
Like government
everything.
And like everything.
Aliens,
no matter what it
like
is.
anytime something happens, the
Here
Men in
come
Black.
the Men in Black. Dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun. I had the song while I was doing the episode every so often. I would like break into song and dance and be like, here come the Men in Black. Dun, dun. That's all I know. But it replayed in my head over and over again.
Yeah, and you know, I actually do like those movies with Will
I
Smith.
thought they were okay.
I love them. They have aliens
Did
in
you?
them.
I don't know. I liked Independence Day better. I like the whole alien thing.
Mm-hmm. But they
had Will
were
Smith in it too. I forgot.
Oh, it did.
Yeah.
And Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, was the other guy for Men in
Yeah.
Black, but he wasn't in Independence Day.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, so yeah, Men in Black was a movie with Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones, and
They had two or three.
I don't know.
I think they had two.
I know they had two for sure. They might have had three. Maybe they're gonna do. I think they're gonna do another one.
Oh, that would be
I think
so
so.
fun. Because with the way that the computer animation and CGI and AI.
Oh no, Men in Black 3 came out in 2012, and then Men in Black 4 came out in 2018.
There was a 4?
Yeah, but Will Smith wasn't in it.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
Mm-mm.
All different people.
Doesn't count unless the
The
first,
main people, yeah. After that, then it's over. So, okay. So, anyways, so pretty much the Men in Black is a secret, quote unquote, secret government agency that dresses in all in black suits, and they question, stalk, memory erase, kill those who witness UFOs. Or really any other government conspiracy, like you were saying. So if whistleblowers, we've talked a lot about people who end up dead.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know right now it's a big one in the news is the whistleblower for the Boeing 727.
Yep.
He ended up dead.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, did the Men in Black do that? So it's not just for UFOs, but that is how they started. So we'll talk about how they even became like a thing, because somebody has to like make it up. Or experience it.
So they unalive themselves usually, right?
Yeah. So, and of course there's other secret sectors of the government, like we were saying. They all have the Men in Black. So the first time the Men in Black is ever mentioned is June 21st, 1947. And this was the first Men in Black incident. Fred Chrisman and Harold Dahl were patrolling by boat on East Bay of Maury Island around 2 p.m. And they saw 6 donut-shaped aircrafts with lights beaming off, and they quote-unquote said that they began spewing back and forth what seemed like thousands of newspapers from somewhere in its center. These newspapers, which turned out to be a white type of very lightweight metal, fluttered to Earth. And then all of a sudden on their boat, something like lava rocks were crashing in on their boat. So there was like debris or like moon rocks or from another planet.
That is so bizarre to see that.
So then Chrisman went and investigated, and on June 22nd, which is the following day, the Men in Black came and told Dahl to not speak to any more about this incident, leave it be, no more.
Yeah.
Well, then 2 days after that, on June 24th, pilot Kenneth Arnold saw 9 UFOs near Mount Rainier.
Rainier.
That's 74 miles away from Maury Island.
That's in Washington.
So these are all this is also where the Blob was, remember? It was around that area too, right?
Yeah, I used to live in Kent, Washington, and we can see Mount Rainier from our house.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so that is where some alien shit has gone down.
And you know what? I've actually heard of other reports of aliens around volcanoes. I don't know why, but
I wonder if they could go into the heat and it wouldn't fuck with them. So they could be like, that's how they come in and out of the Earth's core for the ones that are subterranean ones.
Or maybe they use the lava somehow as a propellant. I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't been on any alien ships lately, so yeah, pretty much in 1947, it became like the summer of saucers. So everyone's seeing all these like aliens. This is also August 8th, 1947 is when Roswell happened.
Yeah.
So it started in Washington, then it came down to Roswell, New Mexico. So it's kind of like all over the place in that whole area.
Yeah.
People just keep seeing them. August 1st, 1947, 2 Army Air Force Corps intelligence officers, Captain William L. Davidson and First Lieutenant Frank M. Brown, were interviewing Dahl, and they had died. So 2 weeks prior to dying, they interviewed Dahl, who saw who saw it firsthand. And these two, William Davidson and Frank Brown, died in a plane crash outside of Kelso, Washington, right after interviewing him. So is that a coincidence?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah. And then right after they died, Dahl was like, "Oh, just kidding. I didn't see anything. Everything's great."
After they died?
Yeah. And he's like, "Just kidding. All good. I never saw anything. I made up the whole thing."
Yeah.
So
well,
then,
of course, he didn't want to die next.
yeah. So then the FBI came out 50 years later. Because of the Freedom of Information Act, it's always like sealed for 50 years, right?
Oh.
So, 50 years later, and said that Dahl did not recant his sighting. He only said it because he wanted to avoid public ridicule and humiliation.
Oh, the stigma.
Uh-huh.
That's like with the pilots, just with the UAPs and stuff.
Just everything.
Yeah.
So he just didn't want to do it. But, like, that part remained a secret for 50 years.
Wow,
Like,
that's
why?
a long time.
That's crazy.
Well, they wanted to put a lid on that because they didn't want the public to have hysteria, this whole war hysteria.
Yeah.
And then also, I mean, it wasn't long after.
War time, huh?
And then during that time, they don't know if the UFO back then, but UAP could have been, what if it was a missile or maybe not a drone back then, but something of another country trying to
'Cause
infiltrate.
we don't really know. It's unidentified.
Yeah.
We don't know if it's an alien or something else. Yeah. So Washington, so this whole thing went down as the Maury Island incident hoax type thing. So they all just, that's what it went down in history as. And Washington State still celebrates the anniversary of the Maury Island incident, Summer of Saucers, and the first reference to the Men in Black.
Really?
Uh-huh.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
So they have like a festival probably.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's kind of fun, though.
Yeah. I think that they did it for the 50 year and then like 100 year, because it hasn't even been 100 years yet.
Oh, I thought it would be like an annual thing.
It is, yeah, but they did a big one, I think maybe for the 75th year. It was a big one. That's like, it was like a big, like they were like, I saw the poster for it.
Yeah.
So it was like a big, like 75th or something.
Not centennial, but
no.
yeah.
Because it was in 47, so it'd have to be, I don't know.
Yeah, not yet.
75, yeah.
Not yet.
So, the second Men in Black encounter, and this gets very interesting. So, it happened to Albert K. Bender, and this man was born...
Emma, was he on a bender?
Maybe. This man was born on June 16th, 1921, and he just died in March 29th of 2016. He was 94 years old, and he served with the U.S. Army Air Force during World War II. When he got out of, like, the war and everything, he became a UFOologist.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, and
I'm assuming he probably saw something while he was
flying.
Yeah. And then that probably sparked his interest, is my guess.
Yeah, that would be correct. He founded the first civilian UFO club in the world, starting in 1952, and it was called International Flying Saucers Bureau, so IFSB, and it was super successful.
Mm-hmm.
But he shut it down in 1953.
Why?
1 year later. Well, on June 24th, 1953, I have all of these like letters from Bender's FBI file that I found. 143 pages of his FBI file because the FBI were like looking into him because he's like getting too close to the UFOs and shit, you know, like they have to keep an eye on him, right?
Yeah, he knows too much.
So that's what all these, so I have this whole printout of all these letters and stuff.
Oh, is that what this
That's
is?
what that is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we will post those
Mm-hmm.
so you can kind of see them, and it really is
Mr. John Edgar Hoover?
Yeah, so that was the director of the FBI.
Oh, wow.
And he was the director of the FBI from 1924 to 1972.
And these are handwritten letters.
Yeah, they're handwritten letters because they didn't, like, I don't even know if they had typewriters in 53. I guess they would have, but either way, they used
Oh, no,
handwritten,
they had typewriters, but...
So, Bender wrote a letter to John Edgar Hoover on June 24th, 1953. He explained that he has a plan for bringing down one of the strange air vehicles sighted over Japan and elsewhere. And he wanted them to be studied by American scientists. Then he goes into depth of his plan, and he only needs a few things from the FBI to help. One, he needs a guided missile.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
They're just passing those out these days.
But he wrote a letter. Like, he was polite in the letter, why not? So, number two, he needs a device such as a high-flying Zephyr or balloon or a jet as a decoy.
Probably use a Zephyr.
Then, number three, and he actually has it listed out like 1, 2, 3.
Oh, he does.
He does.
I have it here.
Highly accurate. Number 3 is highly accurate guns and cannons.
I like how he says highly accurate.
Yeah.
Just in case, you know, he doesn't want to say
we don't want to like a bad one. We don't want the one that's going to go everywhere. We want the accurate one. Number 4, highly secret and skilled personnels. You know, so they don't tell anyone about the plan and they can like get it done the first time because he's like, I can't fuck around here.
Yeah.
We have to like get it done right. We need it the first time, so we need your best guys, your best military artillery guns and cannons and missiles, and I need a jet too. Fighter, if that could be possible.
So wait a minute. He's going to use these guided missiles to shoot down the UAP?
Correct.
But then after he destroys it, how is he going to study it?
I think he's just trying to shoot it down and whatever pieces come out. Because then, after that, he lays out his plan.
Oh, there's more.
Yes. And then it literally says, the plan.
This is great.
So his name is actually blacked out on the whole, on all of it. His name only comes up like once or twice, but it's his file, his FBI file. But for some reason, it's all blacked out, and I don't know why.
Why does it say Hollywood College?
Oh, I don't know. Care of Hollywood College.
He went to Hollywood College.
He must have been at Hollywood College, yeah.
He was a college
He
student.
ended up living in California. So I'll tell you, we'll get to that in a little bit. But so John Edgar Hoover, remember him, the director of the FBI, writes him back and says, thank you so much for your letter and your concerns. However, this is not in my field. I'm going to go ahead and forward this to the Air Force.
Oh.
So he forwarded it to the Air Force, but they just kind of poo-pooed on
Giving him the runaround.
Yes, completely. Isn't that funny? Oh my gosh. So, around this time, he was also visited by 3 men in black.
Well, yeah.
Surprise, surprise, he wants a fucking missile and shit. And like, I'm surprised. Why are they coming now, right?
In a jet.
A jet. Like, whatever. Highly accurate, like, guns and missiles. So, he said that these 3 men in black communicated telepathically. And that he thinks that they are aliens in human form.
Okay.
And he felt like he was being transported. The 3 men shared where the UFOs come from. After this, he felt sick. He couldn't eat for 3 days. He had headaches. Coworkers said he was scared. Like, he was scared.
I can see that,
It took, and this is also, that's when he shut down his the IFSB, the International Flying Saucers Bureau, that little club that he made.
That makes sense. That would be a point where he would want to rethink his life choices.
Yeah. So it took him 9 years to talk about the incident.
Oh, wow.
And he talked about it through a book. So after being so scared, then he writes a fucking book, and it is called Flying Saucers and the Three Men.
Okay.
Outlining the Men in Black. So I didn't read the book. I really wanted to, but I just didn't have time. But
yeah.
And he confirmed that the Men in Black were not from this planet, and that they are like alien beings. People just thought that it was all just a dream, and that he's just having a fever dream.
Yeah.
After that, the book came out and everything, he ended up managing a hotel in California, where he was then visited again by 3 men in black. Floating. This time they're floating figures.
So maybe that's because he put his book out there and it's
so they came
too
back.
much information.
Yeah, and so they came back. And then this time they told him that they capture people from Earth and use their bodies like on Resident Alien. Like just use
like
the
a skin?
Yeah, like a skin.
Oh.
And then they took him back up to the original 3 visitors, the Men in Black. So at this point we kind of have like the Men in Black that are aliens that are like shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
They're scaring, but then we also have like other Men in Black that are just like shut the fuck up and they're not scaring anybody. So it's like 2 different types of Men in Black.
Good cop, bad cop.
Yeah, but I mean 2 different instances, 2 different.
Oh.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like 2 different people and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So the late summer of 1953. So we're kind of traveling back now.
Yeah.
He thought he figured out the whole UFO thing and wrote an article for Space Review, a magazine for UFO enthusiasts. The article was to be published in October, but after his encounter with the Men in Black, he withdrew his article. And then this is when he shut down the IFSB after that. And he was doing this article and,
they
before
totally
the book,
spooked him. They totally spooked him.
And he referred to them as the silencers because they silence people.
That makes sense.
Instead of writing the article that he wanted to write, and I guess at this magazine, it does a lot of people write in. So it's not just them doing their own magazine. It's like you can write in and they'll just feature your stuff.
It's like the Phenomenal Fan Encounters that we encourage you to.
We need to do that again.
Yeah.
We haven't in a while. So send in your stories and we'll do one.
Yes, please.
So he referred to them as the silencers. And instead of the article that he wanted to write and that he was doing, he wrote a warning. And it said, "We advise those engaged in saucer work to please be very cautious." In big letters, but I'm thinking that he got taken by aliens and that they were using his skin. Because why else would he write that? We advise. Who's we? Him and the aliens?
Or the Men in Black maybe told him, hey, you need to not only stop what you're doing, but you need to make an announcement.
But then he comes out 9 years later with a book.
Maybe he thought they forgot about him. They had moved on.
I don't know. So, third encounter, it's July 1979, and Paul Benowitz, who was a World War II radio electronics engineer for the Coast Guard, was in New Mexico, was residing in New Mexico, and he lived across from Kirtland Air Force Base. And he kept picking up some weird sounds and lights in the sky. He was filming it. He's recording it. I mean, it's 1979, so how good is the filming then,
Yeah.
But, so he contacted the Air Force on October 24th, 1980, and the Air Force decided to fuck with him. So instead of taking him seriously...
Were they sending him signals?
kind of. They encourage, yeah, like kind of. They encouraged his belief, and they gave him ways to track and interpret the alien language.
Oh.
So because he lived across from an Air Force base, so they were like, "Oh, it's us. Like we're testing, you know, like we're
Yeah.
testing shit. Like
Yeah.
it's Air Force. You're gonna see lights and everything. I mean,
Yeah.
we live in San Diego. There's all these like militaries all around us. We
Sure.
always
You hear
see
booms.
all
you hear all
sorts of
kinds of
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah. So he spent fucking years trying to decode like all of the alien languages.
Oh, that's fucked
He
up.
became so fucking obsessed that by August of 1988, so this is now 9 years later, he was accusing his wife of controlling the aliens.
Oh, poor guy.
His family ended up sending him to a mental hospital.
No.
It was bad.
That is bad.
Yeah. So maybe that's not like a true Men in Black like visit. But it shows how fucked up they can be, the government.
But also,
What if
it was the Air Force, right?
Yeah.
And they had already earlier directed him to the Air Force.
No, this is a different guy.
But I mean, that's just the Air
Oh.
Force is what
Yeah.
the pattern is.
Oh yeah, they keep
directing
going
back
to the Air Force. Yeah.
And then the Air Force, then it gets to the Air Force, they just fuck with you.
Yeah. Why not?
So they're just
So
not
that
only
these-
giving him the runaround.
So this Air Force guy that fucked with him could have totally been an alien in his skin fucking with him to make him go crazy so nobody'd believe him. Doing like the opposite
Yeah.
effect, you know?
Yeah,
So
that's messed up.
those are really the main 3 times that anything has mentioned the Men in Black.
Mhm.
So all these movies, all this shit is coming because of these 3 instances. That's like all the only times that it's ever like actually like people have come out and been like, oh, the Men in Black.
With civilians, though.
Yeah.
Because with the UAP hearing, we did have Men in Black moments, but they didn't use the terminology Men in Black. They just used the term, what did he say? I don't want to say silencers, but something of that nature.
Hushers.
Like,
Do you remember on what's it called? Oh, with the little alien Home. Did you ever see
Oh.
the movie Home?
Yes.
The little purple alien dude?
yes, of course.
And they call the stick, whoever has the stick is like in charge of everybody, and they call it the husher because he hits him on the head with it and a hush,
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 the
hush.
husher.
So that's what I can think about is just that they didn't use the terminology Men in Black, but it's just the way that they word it. It just was leading me to believe it was some kind of Men in Black department entity.
Yeah, like
You
super
know.
secret shit to shut you down.
Yeah.
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 Then you see it in the movies, pop culture, TV. There's always the black cars, black suits, tinted windows, all pull up.
Mm-hmm.
One lady or person, man, whatever, comes out,
Mm-hmm.
sunglasses on everything, bodyguards, the whole thing, and comes out and says some fucked up shit like, we're all gonna die, I'll kill you if something happens. Walks back in and they all leave. Or they kidnap somebody, or, you know, it's all over pop culture today.
And then also, if you look on media, social media, there's been lots of videos going around of people who are coined Men in Black, but we don't know, and they literally have suits on.
Yeah.
And they'll just like walk into a store, walk into something where it's like no one really dresses like in suits like that in that area
so
or
why
whatever.
are you here? What are you doing here?
Yeah, and then something will happen and it's like, oh, it's Men in Black, you know.
Yeah.
I can't think of like an actual story. I'm just paraphrasing what I've seen.
So the whole Men in Black theory could also, what like kind of helps it push it along is that in folklore, bad news comes from like mythological creatures, and they're always dressed in black. They're always like like death.
Yeah.
Death is in black. Everything bad is like black. So they are saying that it's also possibly that it's just the folklore.
Well, you have like the dark and the light, the good and the bad, the evil and the angelic. It's like that balance of Yeah, I could see that it would be associated that way. Yeah.
Yep. So that was my episode today, trying to figure out who the real Men in Black are.
It's Will Smith.
Are they real? Is it something we made up?
It's probably like CIA.
I think so too. I think it's CIA or something like that. But I don't know about the whole telepathic and the dude who said that they were floating and all that.
Skins and stuff.
Yeah, maybe they are just aliens. That would work.
Or have you seen, I have seen where people say it's Men in Black. It's like, I forget who they were guarding, but it was Secret Service for one of the presidents in the past. Maybe, I don't know who, Obama maybe, or maybe Clinton. And the man's bone structure and jaw, they said, you know, he was like a reptilian, or then people were saying he was like Men in Black.
Really?
Because just the way his face looked, I'm like, poor guy. Like, they're just looking at his face.
That's fucked up.
And they're judging it. But I mean, he had really high cheekbones.
Yeah.
But also, it was like not a really good quality image. So it could have been distorted.
Have you seen all the pictures of like Biden and other like political figures that they like, you can see the skin like coming off?
Yeah.
Like almost like masks or something.
But they do have masks that are used for props in television and different reasons. I think mainly television and movies, plays and that kind of thing. But I would not be surprised if there was a celebrity who wanted to just go about their everyday fucking business.
Yeah, and put on
they
a damn
have
mask.
money and they put on a mask
Yep.
because they want to go to the grocery store. They don't want anybody to fuck with it. Maybe they wouldn't go to that lengths, but I mean,
could picture that.
I can see it happening, and they could get like the best quality masks.
Yeah.
And then with the whole President Biden,
Like I could totally picture that. Like, could you imagine if like you were always like we've talked about before, like Michael Jackson who couldn't even go to the store. Like, why wouldn't you use a mask?
Oh, but did you see what they did for Michael Jackson?
Yeah, when they shut down the store.
They shut down the store. They had people working in there pretending to be just regular people.
Yeah.
I mean, they were regular people, but pretending
to be like other shoppers.
Yeah, like, can I help you find anything?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's like his
yeah.
cousin, you know, or whatever.
Or like, yeah, the store, the people who work at the store.
I have seen some really strange footage that I have thought, like, that's got to be somebody in a mask. There's
Yeah, I
no
have too.
way.
I've seen some that's really weird. And this isn't like I've seen it in the past, like, year. We're saying like 2-3 years ago, like before, because now it's like AI, you can kind of do anything you want. So it's so hard to believe anything online.
You can do anything now.
But this was before all the AI stuff came out, and it was like you could like, I've seen some weird shit.
Have you seen the one of Meghan Markle?
No.
And it's a mask.
No.
It's got to be a mask. And I think that sometimes what it could be is like, you know, in a movie they have like a stunt double.
Yeah. I'm wondering if that is what it is, especially for like little, especially going on like an appearance when you don't feel good, like going out to eat.
That's what I was thinking. What if she was sick that day and she had to be there?
Yeah.
And they just
put in
like
a
an
double.
assistant with a double.
Well, have you seen Kate Middleton's double? Princess Dutch.
Well, they
whatever.
all have to have doubles because for safety reasons, right? Like they have to have like a double.
So because of everything that's going on with Kate Middleton, they're like, they had snapped that picture of her like in a store or something, and everyone's like, "That's not her. That's not her." Well, her double confirmed it wasn't her either. So she's like, "That has to be Kate because it wasn't me." So there's no other doubles. Like I'm it, you know.
Yeah.
And she looks identical to Kate though, just like not even a mask, just her face.
Doppelganger. Or whatever.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
So she had, there was a big controversy about her as well because of her being missing for some time since December, I believe.
Yeah.
And then she came out and she made a public announcement that she has ovarian cancer.
Yeah.
Or she did. I don't know if she still does, but she had surgery, abdominal surgery. So that kind of put a squash to that. But then I saw people saying, oh, but look where she's sitting making this announcement. She has the same shirt on, it's the same location as a video that was shot like 7 years ago, and they're saying that they altered it with AI
Oh,
to
shit,
make it
really?
look like she's saying that.
Shut
she has
up!
that.
I haven't heard that yet. We're gonna have to do an episode on this. Then.
Yeah, but I'm like, I don't care how rich you are if you're a princess. Maybe that's her favorite shirt and it's cozy and it's comfy and she just wanted to put this shirt on.
Yeah, I mean, and they can only
Like-
wear certain things too. That like they have to wear plain clothes. They have to, certain things. So like, if you think about it, it's just a plain shirt, a plain jacket.
It just was blue with white stripes.
yeah. You could have a million of those throughout the
Yeah.
years.
And then her hair looked very similar. I don't know if I could say it was identical.
But I think she always has her hair like that. It's always down.
But like some women don't change their hair much over time. Like
Yeah.
they change it and they, but it's not like she's gonna have purple hair suddenly.
Yeah.
She's
Or
not
short hair.
she's not gonna be that extreme. She might put some highlights in it a little bit differently, or maybe go a little more honey or a little.
I don't
brunette.
think that she does. I don't think that they're allowed to.
But I mean, just like for just
Yeah.
playing both sides, she could have. It could be a little bit. But
Yeah.
it's not like all of a sudden she's gonna look completely like a different person.
Yeah, no.
So I don't know if I believe that, but the whole masks and the skin thing, going back to like the Men in Black, that
Yeah.
they're wearing human skin.
Yeah.
If it's alien, I don't know. I don't know if I
Do you
would
think that
believe
they could
that.
be like walking among us?
I think that if there are aliens walking, like true aliens from another planet, another whatever, that they probably just look like humans, but they're just like a different like race or something. I don't think they're in our skin, like in our bodies.
Oh, you just
Like,
think that they look like
they look
humans
similar enough to pass for like
for us?
a person.
Yeah, that makes sense too. Did you finish watching Resident Alien?
No.
You
No,
haven't?
I haven't. No, because I started watching this other sci-fi.
Have you seen him go to New York yet?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
No. I'm gonna finish it, but
If you guys haven't watched Resident Alien, you guys definitely should. It's very, very good.
I watched this other one on
hilarious.
Netflix. That's really good. I think it's called 3 Person something or 3 People something.
I'll start
and
watching that then too.
It's only 8. I can't remember what it's called. It's 3 People something or 3 Person something.
Mhm.
And it's sci-fi, and there's only 8 episodes, and I'm sad that it's over.
Is it limited series then? Like it'll be over, or are they coming out with another season?
I don't know. I feel like it could keep going the way it ended.
Did it? Yeah. So they didn't tie up all the loose ends.
Some, but you know how they leave that stuff.
Yeah.
They probably leave it open to see how much
Mm-hmm.
play it gets and how much buzz it gets, and then if it gets enough, they'll continue. Or if it doesn't, then at least it ended on a note where people will be satisfied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but I just got caught up on that. I watched it in like 2 days. I was just like watching it. It was good. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's the end of our show for Men in Black. What do you guys think?
I think they're
Anything?
real for sure. I just don't know that they're in our skin. I can see them wearing a mask though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, don't forget to.
Share, like, and subscribe, and please follow us on TikTok and YouTube.
And email us at conspiraciesunlocked@gmail.com. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.